up, everyone? Thanks for joining me on the biker angle today. I know I'm late, but I was out riding all morning. Had to get it out of my system. So, just getting back, it was a beautiful ride. Got some pictures, or actually some video of it in the introduction I just made up. But it was a fantastic ride. Before I get going, I wanted to give a shout out to Fire. Kick ass, man. That video sounds cool. Also to BD or Black Dragon for the video with Adam. Also, Dibber in the Wind just put up his Holy Land video. And boy, that shit kicks ass right there, man. The Holy Land clubs, they really got what Brotherhood's all about. With what's going on in the Middle East, for them to be able to put all that shit aside, and boy, is there a lot of shit in the Middle East, especially when it comes to Jerusalem and, the fighting between the different sects and the religions. These guys just put it aside and know the true meaning of brotherhood. Hey, Agitated Ramblings, man, where's your channel at? You took it down. That shit was good. Man, get that shit back up. Fuck them haters, man. You had a lot of good videos up there, a lot of good content, man. Don't let that shit bug you. Don't let all them woofers out there bug you, man. Put that videos channel back up. You had some good thoughts, some good perspectives. And I know some of the other creators out there really liked it too. And, building a channel takes time. I'm starting from scratch again after the one channel got taken down. So just get it back up, man. You had some good shit. So, and don't pay attention to the haters. Fuck them. But today, people have been asking me a lot of emails the last couple days, and everybody knows why. But they wanted a definition of what out bad means from a motorcycle club. And there's many definitions out there. It just depends what club you're from, what region, how they work things. But out bad could be, it used to be in the old days a couple things. You either were shooting up with a needle. That was a no-no. Besides that, that's fucked up if you're doing that shit. Because you can't keep your head together and you shouldn't be in a pack anyway, right? Shooting up. Another one was sleeping with an old lady. You never wanted to do that without permission, man. You know how old ladies are. They cause all kinds of problems in the biker scene and the biker club community. To say the least. And another one was you did something that was against the club, man. You lost the trust of the club. You were pulling fucking some scams, or, you're lying, you were stealing. That was a reason why you were put out bad. Nowadays, it seems like that has changed. I know some of the major 1%er clubs it hasn't changed with, but the other clubs out there, it has. You can be put out on bad for just pissing on somebody's bush the wrong way now. But, in the instance of what happened this weekend, with all the reporting, with the responses from the AOA and stuff like that, there was a damn good reason, let me tell you, that, he was put out on bad. And as many of you know, Insane Throttle had him on here. I wrote articles about him in the past. And you know what? That was my fault for not getting both sides of the freaking story. I've been getting calls upon calls from clubs and all kinds of people, the last few days. And that's all on me, man. Insane Throttle put his dumb ass on and, without getting both sides of the story. And as everybody knows, both sides of the story is important to us. One thing about Insane Throttle is, if you're with the motorcycle community, we'll give you a chance to speak. It might not be the most popular thing to do, but we give people and clubs that are not popular a chance to speak. And the reason we do that is, without both sides of the story, how can anybody make a reasonable decision based on just part of the story? So, I actually just got an email about that, something, people are talking like this and that, and they say this and that. And personally, I really don't pay attention to the social media shit that much, because it's nothing more than high school drama to me, but an adult version. But, you know, that's the answer to that question that I was sent today is, I'll put anybody on as long as the other side of the story gets to come out. And boy did I learn that one. But going back to out bad stuff, usually when you're put out bad, you have your entire chapter votes on it. It's just not a president or a VP or 2 or 3 guys that get together and say, hey, fuck this guy, we're putting him out bad. If your club's going by bylaws, which most of the legit ones do, they bring it to the table. They present their facts and they vote. Those bringing charges against the member better have their ducks in a row. You better have proof of what you're saying, because an out bad vote is actually one of the most important things that a member is going to do as far as their duties to the bylaw. So that's taken very serious. And I know some of the national clubs, all the bigger ones, they actually got an appeals process. You know, if a chapter puts them out bad, you know, you can go to your regional or your nationals and you can present your case there. But that's how serious out bad is taken. It's not taken lightly. Especially from some of the bigger clubs. Because motorcycle clubs are supposed to be about brotherhood. And if you think about it, how can you just throw a brother out to the street unless there's a damn good reason to do that? So you got to think about that when, especially with the bigger clubs, you see guys out there put out bad. Well, they're out bad for a fucking reason. And the club has the backing and the proof. You can't go out there, take one man's word, and not know or even recognize that they went through a process. And the process was a vote. So how can you go out there and say, well, this club's a piece of shit or that club's a piece of shit because they put this guy out on bad because he's saying this and that? It don't seem fair. Well, for one, you're not a member of their club. 2, you weren't in the room for the vote to hear the evidence, so how could you even pass judgment on what a club does? And 3, to get an entire club or a chapter to vote unanimous on anything, that's a hard freaking thing to do, and most of the time, it has to be a unanimous vote for somebody to be put out on bad. It's a serious deal. You know, these other, you know, pop-up diamonds, as I call them, you know, they'll just put you out on bad for whatever reason. They'll put you out on the internet and all that shit. That's not the case with the bigger legit ones. And when I say legit, I say legit. Because if you think about it, really, look at some of these new name clubs that just throws a diamond on there. And I'm not going to mention names. I'm not. You see them all over the place. And when you do see them, they're taking pictures in their backyard, or they'll be building half-ass clubhouses, put in their... It's like, what the fuck do you do to get a 1%er diamond? Really. The 1%er diamond's so damn watered down, you even see the bigger 1%er clubs now getting away from it because of this shit. Another question, and this is an interesting one. But here I'm going to ask you to use some logic. And, you know, I know it's hard in the internet age to use logic. Many people say, well, why didn't club go get the property? Well, why do they still have it? Why didn't they take care of it? Blah, 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 blah. You know what? It actually sounds... You ever see that Peanuts with... you know, what the hell is that? Charlie Brown shit when that fucking teacher goes... Yeah, that's what I hear when I hear that question. Because most who are asking that question never rode with a motorcycle club. Some don't even own a damn bike. They're just in there for the drama. But the reason being is, this is 2018. Shit like it used to happen don't happen no more. Especially when you got a guy calling the fucking cops on you. Right there, it establishes motive if anything happens. And I don't know if you guys know it or not. The prison time, the sentences nowadays, they don't do them so lightly anymore. Especially when it comes to motorcycle clubs. They like doing that RICO bullshit. They love throwing 25 to life at people. So, you gotta say to yourself, when you ask that question, well, yeah, it's a huge club and they've been around, blah, blah, blah. Look, they're just like anybody else, man. They got the cops called. And what the hell are you gonna do when you got motive established? If something happens to them, the first one that's gonna come to your door, the first Fed, the ATF, the EA, whoever's on the fucking case is gonna come right to the clubhouse. And they're going to start harassing everybody. They're going to stick fucking CIs in there. They're going to freaking start following club members wherever they're at. Because this idiot who couldn't freaking turn in a patch and had to call cops winds up on the side of the road. So what sense does that make? Really? You're telegraphing everything once that guy calls the cops. Because now it's established he's an out bad member of a motorcycle club. And now there's a threat against his life or whatever. Bullshit you are. Personally, I don't understand. You know what? Even George Christie, and I know the red and white, they can't stand him. All of the red and white supporters can't stand him. But you gotta give him props, man. At least he handed in his shit the right way. He handed all his club patches in, all his belts, all his buckles, jewelry, whatever had that club logo on there, because he knew it was club property. He didn't call the cops when it was going to be collected. He gave it up the right way. The way the man was supposed to do it. And you got to think about that. For somebody who's going to call the cops and was in a club like this, barking them orders all them years, being a tough guy all them years, all of a sudden he don't want to do the right thing? You got to think, well, what would he have done if that happened with another member back in the day? Yeah, it wouldn't be so cute, but it's all right for this to happen now? Club's got enough problems, man. They got feds all over them 24/7, even if they didn't do a fucking thing wrong. So why the hell are they going to add another one over a piece of shit or shits that don't want to hand in club property? Yeah, karma's a bitch. It's going to come back. Eventually, karma's a bitch. It'll come back and hit you. It can only last so far and so long. Clubs, there was a protocol out there that, and it depended what political aisle you were on, I have to say. But most clubs won't fucking even talk to an out bad member of any club, even if they're their enemy. Nowadays, don't seem like that's the case anymore. You got guys out there that are in motorcycle clubs. Hear the other motorcycle club's explanation. He's out. For one, the club don't have to explain shit. If they say he's out bad, he's out bad. That should be enough. That should be enough right there for any club member out there to say, you know what, fuck you, get out of here, you're out bad. We want nothing to do with you. But nowadays, that shit don't happen. You can have all the proof in the world. You can have a club fucking come out and say, hey, we voted as a club, this guy's out bad. These guys are out bad. And it don't happen anymore. supporters or club members, they don't abide by that shit anymore. Well, in chorus, until, you know, the bitching starts, that it's on the opposite side of the fence, you know. If it's one of their out bad members, then they're all up in arms. That's some bullshit right there, man. It really is. But that's a little bit about out bad stuff. You know, be assured if a club puts you out bad, your ass is out bad for a reason, and more than just 1 or 2 people voted to do it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching, appreciate the support during the weekend, appreciate all the phone calls, all the emails. Yes, we got more coming eventually. Don't want to put it all out there at once, man. That sucks. There's too much, by the way. But anyway, agitated ramblings again, man. Seriously, man. Don't take your channel down for them motherfuckers. Come back on. That was a good freaking station. You know, it'll take time, but you'll get there. You know, don't let the woofers scare you off, man. Seriously, man. You know, those guys like BD, Dibber and Win, you know, Big Kaz, even freaking Chuck over at Backroad Bikers, man, Adventures. You know, he's an opinionated motherfucker, but he, you know what? He does good for one part of the segment of the community. Just like BD does good for one segment, Dibber does good, you know, good for one segment. Everybody has to realize the more sources you have, the better everything is. Because in the day, and this is especially for you New Jacks, all we had was an Easy Rider magazine or Outlaw Biker magazine once a freaking month, and that's how we got our damn happenings in the freaking biker scene, or hanging out at a freaking bar. That's where we got it. Now you got all kinds of sources out there. You know, all kinds of different opinions, different angles to get your, you know, to get your content. So, get back up there, agitated ramblings. Fuck all the bullshit. So, with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys are safe, riding your asses off, eating some pussy. And for those girls out there that are watching this, hopefully you're getting yourself a hunk and stuff. I don't want to be sexist, man. That women, that when I did women in the biker scene, man, Jesus Christ, the claws came out on my ass, you women. You know, take a chill pill. Shit. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.